Welcome to the fifth in our series of AI for Finance Leaders Masterclasses. Today, we are going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, customer payments, self-service, AI-enabled customer experience. So with that, let's get started. If you've not been on one of my previous classes, I'll introduce myself. My name is Phyllis Saavedra. I am the VP of Customer Success at Emagia. I won't bore you with a lot of my history. I do come with many years as both an order to cash practitioner, consultant, and now I am helping others explore their order to cash journey here at Emagia, putting into place technology, primarily agentic AI, automation, and helping get people through the finance transformation experience. A little bit about Emagia. As I always state, this is not a sales pitch today. This is truly an educational session, but I think it's important to know who we are and show you that we do come with a certain degree of credibility. Emagia has a marquee list of customers. We primarily deal in the enterprise space, although we do have customers of all different levels. Our true mission is really to help customers drive efficiency and intelligence in that order to cash cycle. We are truly an end-to-end order to cash provider. We have been recognized by many of the analyst firms over the years as truly a leader. Frequently, they will talk about the fact that we are a leader in technology as well as a leader in AI-driven order to cash. We have many partners, both in the finance industry, order to cash industry, people like organizations like NACM, AFP. We partner with companies like Dun & Bradstreet, CreditSafe. We have many technology partners from the major ERP players to the major CRM players like Salesforce. Additionally, we have a good number of implementation and BPO partners, along with our sister company, Solix, which is a big data provider. So with that, enough on Emagia. Let's get started. So our agenda for today, it's going to be a pretty quick 30 minutes. We're going to talk about what AI-driven customer self-service means. Then we'll go on to talk about a quantified impact of AI on customer self-service. I think what everybody really wants to know is what are the numbers and what kind of positive effect do you get? Next, we'll talk about the strategic implications for your business. So not only are we going to talk about what kind of improvements and customer satisfaction you can get, but what will this do to really improve your business? We'll talk about the key challenges to implementing, what the outcomes are, how you will give you a tangible takeaway, how you plan for your deployment, and then, of course, some very specific use cases. Hopefully, this will give you some things to take away with you today. If you have any questions as we go through, please enter them in the chat. If we don't get to them in today's session, our team will make sure that you get an answer via email. What is AI-driven customer self-service and what does it actually mean? So I think it's important to understand when people think about customer self-service, they often think about the EIPP portal, the electronic invoice payment and presentment portal. That happens to be a subset. But that is one of the great many uses of the customer self-service. Additionally to that, it can mean any centralized hub that you're using to manage orders, invoices, payments, or disputes. Customer self-service also includes things like chatbots, visual agents. In the case of Emagia, we use an agent called Gia. Think things like Siri or any of the other, Alexa, the other kind of chatbots you use, the chatbots that you might use if you go into your banking software or your credit card software. Self-service also includes component of automated emails and communication workflows. We'll talk a little bit more about those later, as well as predictive alerts. It includes things that like proactive notifications regarding credit, regarding payments, and potential disputes. It could be something like a note out to a customer that their credit limit is running out, or a thank you, we've received your payment kind of note. These are all sort of self-service tools that are available and are AI focused. What kind of things enhance this? Really, when you think about it, automating the interactions. It's going to help you to automate your chats, your emails, your workflows. It's going to get you to a place of less touch, much less human in the loop. It will also, as I mentioned, predictive alerts. It's going to help you predict your customer behavior. Perhaps you can use it to help predict payment timing, predict the types of things that customers dispute, etc. It will also help personalize responses and recommendations to your customer. Hey, thank you, customer X. We really appreciate your payment. We acknowledge that you always pay on time. Or a note to a customer, perhaps saying an automated note that says, this customer always pays 5 days late. So maybe you send it to them early and it gives them a response to make them, or a letter that helps them perhaps generate a payment a little early. I want to give you guys some quantified impacts of AI and customer self-service. So I believe I have about 5 of these I'm going to talk through. So the first quantified experience is helping the customer experience and customer satisfaction. This, of course, is near and dear to me as the VP of Customer Success here. I want to know that my customers are happy. We've seen it time and time again. Happy customers that find a business easy to work with, come back, they place more orders. Studies have shown us that there is an improvement in 30% of customer satisfaction with AI-driven order to cash. Now, we'll acknowledge that it doesn't work necessarily for every customer. It might not work if you have an enterprise or a VIP customer, but it definitely, for some of those lower dollar, higher volume, lower touch customers, it's been known to show a 30% improvement. It also shows faster resolution times. If a customer has a dispute and they're able to come in and dispute automatically, they can dispute any time of the day, they can dispute an invoice. When you resolve disputes more rapidly for your customers, again, happier customers come back. They see you as a business that is easy to work with, and they tell other people. It drives more business for your organization. So what are the drivers of these customer experience and customer satisfaction improvements? Number one, you have 24/7 access. Your customers can get in, maybe they're on a different time zone. Many of us sell to global customers, and so we can't possibly manage business 24/7. So this gives them 24/7 access. It also gives them the satisfaction of getting an instant response. We all are creatures of habit and we all want instant responses. It also helps reduce billing errors and disputes. We are using some AI self-service right now. This is a good example where our new order management solution comes in. It verifies and matches the order to the billing invoice and to the quote. And that way you have less errors. You can see if a PO is correct, if quantity is correct, if SKU is correct. We're using a self-service center to be able to do this. All of this reduces errors and disputes. The second quantified statistic is that 45% of finance time is freed up via automation. I think that kind of goes without saying. We all know that if you can automate some processes, it frees up your finance team to do other more thought-provocative work. It also helps, if you sat in on any of my earlier AI masterclasses, I talk about the concept of guardrails. Guardrails are the fact that you have to put in good information into your system, and somebody needs to monitor all that. You need guardrails around your information that you're pulling in. So you're not necessarily, if you want to reduce staff, you can certainly reduce staff, but you can also repurpose some of that staff to be spending time on the guardrails and making sure that the data that's coming in that your customers are using is accurate. At least 100% productivity gains in collections teams. I can automate at least 80% of the processes and let our customers self-serve invoices, statements, correspondence, all that kind of stuff. And then we're also finally seeing 150% efficiency increase in some of the operations after AI deployment. So overall, when you look at that end-to-end order to cash department, you see significant improvement. So what does it contribute to? You can resolve issues again without human agents. And you can also reduce, I don't know if I don't like how I phrase this. You can reduce inbound inquiries. You're not necessarily reducing them, but you're reducing the fact that somebody needs to respond to them. So the third quantifiable impact, of course, is cycle time and cash flow. This is the driver. This is the thing all of you that are CFOs and leaders in finance care about. Self-service means your customers can respond more quickly. We've seen up to a 20% reduction in DSO, meaning the time it takes from order to cash collections. We've also seen cycle time reductions in automated order to cash processes, things like applying cash, resolving disputes, all of those things that help improve your working capital metrics, improve the metrics that your stakeholders, your shareholders, your executives, your board, all those things that those people care about. One example is you're actually able to help a customer reduce their DSO by 45 days with AI and a self-service portal. I'm going to admit to you that 45 days is huge. Most of you are not going to see that because most of you don't have 45 days extra. But I think this is just an example. If you are way at that end of the spectrum, what we can do. It matters because your customers have faster access to their invoices, they have easier ways to pay, and they have real-time handling of disputes. And so what's the fourth quantifiable? Accuracy and straight-through processing. I think we all hear the term straight-through processing in the world of AI and finance transformation, basically, end-to-end without touching something and the ability to process a transaction. We have seen up to 98% accuracy in cash application matching. My last MasterClass was on Cash App. I think I talked a lot about this is my favorite area. If you're looking for a first area for improvement, Cash App is where we're seeing the most bang for your buck, and we're seeing the most beneficial effects of AI and agentic AI. The ability to straight through process for cash posting 95% of it, and then of course accuracy and deductions prediction. How does self-service provide a role here? It gives you structured inputs on things like payments and disputes, and it also validates certain processes. AI helps to validate auto processes without having a human in the loop. Finally, the impact, the real world deployment, what happens? You'll see at least a 50% productivity improvement in your AR team when you deploy these self-service portals. You're also going to see more digital payments, which will improve collection times. It will also generate more cash flow. Typical capabilities here, invoice download and history, the ability to track payments and execute them, submission and tracking. We can get disputes to the proper people to handle them more quickly. And of course, the ability to reconcile a customer's account more quickly. Oftentimes there are missed payments, get a remittance from a customer. All of those things can be done in a self-service fashion, will help you keep the customer's account more up to date and accurate. That way you are not sending out inaccurate billing statements. I can tell you from being a former practitioner, nothing ticks off a customer more than seeing an inaccurate billing statement. And they say, I paid that or I don't owe that. Again, a big customer satisfaction improvement. So, what are the strategic implications for your business? Number one, you guys are going to shift from reactive to proactive. You've got predictive collections. You're being proactive about resolving your customers' resolution time. And you certainly have real time engagement for your customers. They get that satisfaction of being able to interact with your company immediately. You're also seeing a shift from 100% human service to a hybrid self-service, a much smaller percent of human in the loop, a primarily automated process. Customers will then experience consumer grade digital experiences similar to what you do with your credit card. You're a business to business environment. They love it because all of us use these things in our daily lives. Now they get to use it in their business life. It also becomes the primary interaction channel for your customers. It's not a fallback or an alternative. It becomes the main focus. Finance becomes customer facing. I always say order to cash is one of your biggest customer service teams. Order to cash now is no longer a back office. You're directly impacting your ability to retain customers. You're directly impacting your ability to predict and drive revenue. And my favorite thing, you're impacting working capital. You're helping those assets, right? You're bringing more cash in, you're reducing AR. What that means is your ability to pay your AP faster and have money to buy more inventory. All of those components that really drive working capital. So typical results that we see an improvement of 20 to 30% in customer satisfaction, approximately 20% improvement in DSO, anywhere from 145 days probably. Productivity amounts go up 50 to 150%. Cash app accuracy can get anywhere to 95 to 98%. Manual efforts are reduced by 30 to 45%. And my favorite, cycle times go up by anywhere from 50 to 75%. So planning for deployment. Okay, I've given you all these great ideas. You're like, oh, great, Phyllis, but how do I do it? You need to have critical planning before you deploy a customer EIPP or self-service. Make sure the look and feel of your electronic documents is what you want it to be. Make sure it's something the customers can read. Review your invoices and statements. Make sure they are useful and something a customer understands. Make sure that you prepare for payments, whether it's ACH, credit card, or international payments. You need to set up rules and determine whether or not there's exchange rate issues, if you're going to charge surcharges, all of these things. Look at payment. Also, you need to develop the scripts for your AI assistant. Your AI assistant doesn't come with scripts. You got to figure out, how do you want to talk to your customers? What languages do you want to offer to your customers? Do you want it to be kind? Do you want it to be straightforward? What is it you need to set, how you want to talk to your customers, and what you want that verbiage to be? Also, test it significantly. I was recently online with our chatbot. I was testing something out. Mind you, I am not a fluent Spanish speaker, but I speak a little bit of Spanish. And I was testing Gia to see if she would go back and forth between Spanish and English. And she did. And so that was kind of cool, but I wouldn't have known that had I not tested it. And I was out there telling my customers that Gia could speak Spanish. So do some very significant testing up front. Also, make sure that you've got a seamless workflow for your tickets and your disputes and things like that. And monitor it daily. In other words, if you have a self-service where your customer pays, but they also have the ability to dispute an invoice, make sure you know where that dispute is going. If it's a shipping dispute, for example, say you ship tangible product and you want it to go to your shipping and receiving team, make sure that you have that workflow set up. So really establish workflows. So again, look and feel of invoices, make sure payments are coming in the way you want. Make sure that you've got charges that are necessary. Look at your scripts and review your workflows. So a few workflow, I can't speak today, my apologies. A few use cases before we call it a day. So number one, one of the easiest ones to set up, AI-powered customer portals, right? Give your customers an opportunity to view invoices, make payments, reconcile their accounts, and you can give them a personalized dashboard where they can really self-serve. A second is using it for intelligent collections, right? Automated dunning reminders, proactive letters that go out, self-service payment plans. If you're the kind of customer or the kind of business that wants to allow your customers to set up payment plans, let them do it online. Let them make a suggestion. Not everybody does that, by the way. That's a challenging one, but some companies do that, and it's something to consider. Also, use AI to prioritize your outreach to customers. Which customers can be self-service and which still need that human in the loop. Next, we've got predictive payment insights. You'll be able to use some of the self-service to forecast when your customers will pay. You can tell by when they've gone online. They also have the ability, like a solution like ours, for example, allows customers to tell us that they're going to pay, say, in a week or a month. This way you can put this into your payment forecast. It also allows for optional collection actions. Do you want, after a certain time, do you want to send it to collections? Do you want to offer them certain abilities? Do you want to, whatever it is, you can use this for collections actions. And as I mentioned previously, proactive communications with your customers. Anybody that has been doing collections for any amount of time knows being able to get ahead of your customer really helps and helps with the ability to drive cash flow. Dispute resolution is another really great one. You can use this to categorize your disputes. You can do root cause analysis on your disputes, you can make sure they get routed to the correct team. You can auto resolve simple cases. A good example of resolving a simple case would be something like, for example, your customer has a shipping quantity dispute. Customer submits that dispute through the portal. They say, I have a shipping quantity dispute. It comes in, it gets routed to your shipping department, or even better, it gets routed to your carrier. Say your carrier is somebody like FedEx, a UPS, X, an XPO Logistics, you name it. It gets routed to them. It automatically pulls the proof of delivery or a bill of lading. It attaches it to that dispute, goes back. You still haven't had any human interaction. Your customer gets an email that says, hey, thank you for that. But as you can see by the attached record, we did ship it on time. Here's the weight. Here's the quantity. Please go back and review your records. We believe this is not a dispute. It's a really great way to have end-to-end self-service. You didn't have to have a human in it, and you resolved the customer's issue quickly, timely, and think about it. They now go in, they go back to their receiving department, they count it again, and they're like, oh my gosh, we did get everything. AP department, go ahead and pay. Something like this could typically take weeks or even months, and now you've done it in less than 24 hours, probably almost immediately. The final thing here, final use case is the thing that we're all probably most familiar with. It's the conversational AI. You get a chat bot, you can talk to them, you can answer any invoice and payment questions. Your customers have a question. Hey, when was the last time you got a payment from us? Hey, what was the amount of this invoice? Whatever it is, you can have a conversational chat bot. It's great. Think Siri, think any of these pulling up information for you. You can also draft emails automatically. Those go out. You can converse with those emails. For example, our emails go out with a link to a portal, or sorry, a link to an agent, and that agent will talk to you and talk about your invoices with you. And it will also give you, as I used the example previously about the shipping, it can provide dispute updates for you. Let me just recap on everything we talked about today. AI-driven customer self-service automates your interactions. It improves your accuracy. It enables faster resolution. It delivers measurable gains in customer satisfaction, productivity, and cash flow. It's going to help you reduce your manual efforts while accelerating collections and increasing visibility for both your customers and your finance teams. Like I said earlier, super tangible benefits, customer satisfaction on the sales side of the house, on the finance CFO side of the house, really tangible benefits in working capital, cash flow, and metrics. So my closing thought for today is, as AI matures, self-service is going to shift from something that's just convenient. It's now becoming a core expectation of your business, and it's going to directly impact how competitive your business is. And of course, my favorite, I always, as somebody in the accounting business, I really believe, working capital is key beneficiary of this whole thing. So with that, I'm going to say thank you. If you need to get a hold of me or would like to get a hold of me directly, it's phyllis.saavedra@emagia.com. If you'd like to get our general email box, it's emagiainfo@emagia.com. If you have any questions that we have not gotten to. Our next AI masterclass coming up is our 5th one. It's going to be on customer invoicing and billing, the automation and accuracy with AI. I would like to thank everybody for joining us. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.